Hey, hey, what's going on? It is Monday. My name is Koi from Ray of Gratitude, giving a peace of mind to at least one person at a time. Is that you? Thank you for those that know what Monday Motivation is. Thank you for coming back. For those that don't know, I do Monday Motivation. I am a creative coach. I created these cards, gratitude attitude cards I talk about, because without gratitude, how can you find love and gratefulness and being thankful for what you got, right? These cards I like to use to just have a reminder to uplift your energy and self-reflect, because a lot of times we don't take time to just stop and think. So I made these cards, and every Monday I pull from this deck of cards that I made and pick a random quote that I have on here. So this quote for today is, "The grass is always greener on the other side when you stop watering your own." Let's just think for a second, right? So for me, how I resonate with this, right, is really like, if you think about it, right, like I'm trying to garden. I got my garden over here, and then my neighbor got one, and it's like, oh wow. Going over there, thinking, comparing, wishing things were mine. I'm taking away from what I got over here, right? I'm just looking, spending so much energy and focus on all this stuff of what somebody else has, and taking away from my originality, my creativity, right? And I'm not working on and focusing on and bringing that energy into what I need to add to my growth. You know, it stifles your growth when you start looking at other people's. So, of course, somebody else's grass is going to be greener on their side if I stop watering my own, right? Of course, somebody is going to be, it's kind of like, what's the word here I'm looking for? It's kind of like if, you know, I would be thirsty if I gave all my water to somebody else, right? And I don't have any, I'm like, I didn't even realize I don't have any water now. I just gave it to somebody else and now I'm thirsty, right? It's the same thing, kind of. Giving your energy or just focusing on somebody else's stuff, creativity and originality. It's one thing to give props to somebody. It's one thing to admire, or get inspired by somebody. But especially becoming inspired, you're taking from and putting that in, watering your own stuff. When we focus too much on somebody else's grass, we forget about the grass we're standing on and caring for. So I like to go a little bit deeper into Monday motivation. Oh, 2 cards just came out. I like to pick more from this. So I like tapping my intuition and just speak a little further on this, right? So the 2 cards that popped out, no need to really show because my camera is mirrored, but this one says, "The worst enemy to creativity is self-doubt," right? And this one says, "We all have light and dark inside of us, but what matters is what part we're going to choose act on," right? So if you think about it, right? You're trying to do your grass, you're just not feeling it. You're getting sticking in the mud type of thing. You're leaning on the darker, you're leaning on the negative side, right? And then you start looking at somebody else's grass and you're like, oh, but you're taking away from your creativity. And then what you're adding to it is self-doubt. The worst enemy to creativity is self-doubt. Because when you have that doubt, when you doubt yourself, you're doubting your uniqueness. You're doubting that if you're not shining light on your uniqueness, how can you show up as an original you? How can you show up as an authentic you? You can't. Because you got all this doubt, fear, worry, all this stuff blocking you. And all you can see is somebody else's greatness. but not investing and taking time into building your own. Because one thing about, admiring and then focusing on and comparing about what other people are doing, it's taking away from your growth, and you're not understanding sometimes that everybody grows. Everybody has to work on things. It may look so beautiful that it looked like it happened overnight, but you don't know what they went through either. Unless you're having a conversation, and that's an exchange. But when you're just giving and putting out and focusing and just doing just one thing towards something, it's not an exchange. And you need that exchange in order to grow. That's what I'm saying. So yes, when you don't water yourself, you don't water your grass, right? Of course somebody else is going to look greater, right? So I wrote somewhere and I said, let me see if I can pull it up. I do these Monday motivations because I want to invoke awareness. I want to challenge people to just think a little bit, right? And understand how when we can be more aware of the things that we need, that sparks the inspiration to grow and work on those things, to move steps further to the goals that we have. So are you aware of anything that is taking up your time or taking from what's feeding your growth? Because if you're not aware of it, then you're not going to realize that you're minimizing your growth, and you're not doing your due diligence to move forward on what you need to do. Imagine if you work on your grass in your garden or whatever. Then when you actually come to a point where you feel comfortable and mastered that goal that you had, now you can give to others, right? But you can't give to anybody if you're literally just looking and admiring and figuring out somebody else's grass and garden, right? Unless you start asking and talking questions, But that's where this saying is going. So I just hope that I am putting some energy into you guys so you can be more aware and say, hey, maybe their grass is greener, but maybe it's because I haven't been working on my own grass. Right? And this is what these cards do, these gratitude attitude cards, because in all actuality, with gratitude, not having the self-doubt, but being thankful for what I already have and noticing the resources that I already have and working on that, that's gratitude. That's showing love to yourself. And a lot of times we need that, and many times we forget that. So that's what I have for you. Happy Monday. May this message, may this awareness, may this energy be carried on throughout today and throughout the rest of the week, so we can kind of decipher some things and make choices from an aware mind. All right, till next time, next week, I'll see you later. Until then, peace.